So hello. Now, my name is Dion, and I'm going to take you through the demo of our modern point of sale. So from this area, you are able to see that you are able to see the screen. This is the area where you sign into the point of sale. So you're able to enter your username and your password, and you can also be able to register a new account. This is purely online, so you can be able to access it through your browser, or even through your mobile phone, or even through a laptop, or even through a tablet. So I'm just going to click on sign in. So when I click on sign in, we are going to get this screen where we are able to see a number of things. So from the left side of the screen, you're able to see that there are a number of modules from this side. So as we can see, we have the user management, partners area, contacts, where we have suppliers and customers. We have products area. We have even a manufacturing module. We have a purchasing module over here. All the sales that we are going to do are going to come here. You can also do stock transfers in the system. We can even do stock adjustments. Any expenses that we have on our business, that can be done from here. Any payment accounts, and we can be able to see that we can have a balance sheet. There is also a trial balance and also a cash flow report over here. There is an accounting module where you can be able to do different accounting from on the system. If you want to communicate with your customers via WhatsApp, that is also possible via WhatsApp gateway. We have an aging balance report and different reports on the system. As you can see, there are a number of reports that we can make use of. And then we also have a customer relations module, that is a CRM, where we can be able to list or enter all our customers onto the system. We can even have a projects module if we need to have one. So these are plug and play modules that can be installed and even used immediately if we need to. You also have an asset management module, so you can be able to track all your assets on the system, and also an human resource management module. So you can even be able to manage your employees from the system. And if you have an e-commerce site, so you can be able to sync your e-commerce, or you can be able to sell products on the e-commerce on the point of sale system. So I'm going to take you back to home. So under home, there is a dashboard here. You can be able to see how your sales is doing on that day. So for today, I have not done any sales on this system. So as you can see, it's all zero. At the top here, you can be able to say, I want to clock in. So if you want to enter into a new shift, you can be able to clock in and say, I want to start my job. And there is an icon here for clicking on and maybe finding out some other things such as the calendar, and you can even click on the application too, so that you can be guided. You can be able to filter from the dashboard. You can be able to see sales per specific period. As you can see, these are sales as of yesterday. If I say this year, it's going to give me the sales that I've transacted the whole of this year. If I scroll to the bottom, we can be able to see a graphical representation, and also for the financial year and for the specific month. And you can be able to see at the bottom if there are any sales that are not being paid, any purchases, and any product stock alert. So I'm going to take you back to this area and take you directly to the contacts area. So we can be able to add different suppliers. So if you have a supplier who's supplying you with items, so this supplier will be able to be added on the system. As you can see, I've added one supplier. We can be able to see the ledger for this supplier, how much that if we've paid this supplier, how much they owe us. So you can be able even to print the account summary, that is account statement for this supplier, similar to also your contacts or your customers. So you can be able to get a ledger for a customer. For a customer, you can be able to get a customer statement from this area and even print it out, or even you can even be able to print it out or even email it to someone else. And you have different formats on how you can be able to share this. So you can share it however you want. You can share it with any person. Any other documents that you need, they can be added on the system. Down here we have an area for up here we have an area for user management, so we can have different users on the system, and we can even assign them different roles. So this is the rights area where you can be able to categorize and give different roles on the system. Going to take you to the products area where we are going to manage our inventory. If I click on list products, so we have this product on the system. So you already have a product. So these are test products. If you want to view this product, click on it and say view, and we can be able to see that there are these products in the system, and it shows us the current stock, the selling price, the buying price, where it is located, and even the category and brand name, and even the stock code unit of measure or stock code unit. So if you want to add or filter, you can want to filter different products on the system. This can be done from here. You can be able to export this to PDF or even Excel, and maybe do your calculations on the side. You can add different products on the system. So if I click on add and say I want to add another test item 2, so you can be able to do that. SKU will automatically generate. If you need a barcode, you can do that. The unit of measure, you can be able to add different units or pick from the one that you have. Brand, you can be able to add different brands, categories also, and subcategories. So the beauty of a modern point of sale system is that you can be able to use it under different business locations. So you can have multi branches, so you can be having branches in different areas, so you can be able to use this system in different areas or in different locations. If you want to add a product image, you can be able to add a product image if you need to do that. So that is also possible. You click on that and then say open. If you scroll to the bottom, we have an area where you can be able to add tags. For now, I do not have tags on the system, but it can be added if you want. And if you want to sell with inclusive or exclusive, you have different product types. You can have a single product. A variable product could be a product with different colors of the same size or the same shape, depending. You have a combo product where you can be able to say I have 100 kgs and I want to sell in 5 kgs, 2 kgs, so that is a combo product. Then you can, so for now we are going to say we are buying this item at 120 shillings and we are selling it at 200 shillings. So the good thing about our modern point of sale system is that it is going to give you an estimate margin, profit margin. As you can see here, it tells us that we are going to make about 70% or 66.67% profit from this item. Then we can be able to save. Just like that, you've added the product onto the system. That's one way to do to add your inventory. As you can see here, we have 0 stock on the system. Now we can be able to import products if we have a long list of products. So that is give you a template file, and you will be able to fill, and then we'll be able to import the file onto the system. We can be able to update different prices for the item, and we can be able to see different brands, different categories, and also print barcodes if that is also needed. So from this area, this is what we are going to do, what we call inventory management. That is the inventory management area for the products that we have on the system. Now, how do we add products on the system, or how do we add the quantity of the products into the system? We have to do some purchases, so we have to add a purchase on the system. And so we come here and say select we are going to select a supplier. I'm going to select the one that we had added earlier, and pick the date. Have we received this item? Are we paying this supplier? After how long? Where are we buying this location to? Where is this goods going to be taken to? And we pick the item from this area. So we have test item. So so we also have this test item. So I'm going to remove this. Say I want to buy the other this item. Yes, so we already have 50 in the system. So the other, so I want to buy like 20. So we need to have 70 in the system. So we are going to pay our supplier 2,000 shillings. So let's say we are paying their supplier immediately. So I'm going to indicate that here that we paid 2,000. So it's going to be 2,000. Sorry, 2,000. Then how did we pay? We paid via cash. So we also have M-Pesa, so that will be added here. So let's say we paid it via cash, and then we click on save. So once we go back to the product itself and we go to the products, and then we are able to see that this product is actually 70 pieces right now. So that is one way of adding the products into the system. Now, how do we sell it? So for our shop attendants who is going to sell our system, so point to note is that this is the back end of the system. This is only accessible to the managers or the supervisors or the owner of the business. So this is only full rights access. Now the cashier or the shop attendant will be able to access a few things from this area. So they'll be only able to access the point of sale system and maybe reports if you need them to see that, and maybe a few other functionalities that are required for shop attendant. So shop attendant will come to the point of sale area, click on the point of sale, and they'll be able to see that there are these products on the system. As you can see, for this one we have 70 pieces, so they can be able to scan the item on this area or enter the SKU or the product name. So if I type the test name here, so you can see we have this test item which is 70 pieces. This one we have no pieces, so we can't be able to sell this. We can only be able to sell this. So if you click on that, we can give the price if we need to change, or if it's not necessary, how many pieces are we buying, or the customer, how many pieces is the customer buying. And now once that is done, it gives you the total here, and you can be able to finalize this payment. So if the customer pays via cash or another method, so there are different payment methods on the system. So we can use cash, card, check, bank transfers, and even M-Pesa, which will be able to add here, which is already existing. Just M-Pesa will come here. Then you can say, let's say this person paid via card. You can be able to indicate the card number, or maybe they paid via cash. Then you can finalize the payment, and you can be able to print a receipt from your area. So you can be able to print a receipt and hand this over to your customer, and that is how the cashier will be able to end all the purchases on the system, all the sales on the system. Now if I go back to the admin area, so I'm going to take you to the sales area. So you can see we have now the sales that we've done on the system, that is today on 7th, and we've sold this item, and this is how they paid via cash and how much they paid. And from this area you can see that we can be able to filter different reports on the system. That is when it comes to sales. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me later on. Now if I go to stock transfers, you can be able to transfer stock from one area to another. So if you have maybe one shop in one location, another in another location, you can be able to transfer stock from those two locations. Another thing also, you can be able to do stock adjustments. If you need to do stock adjustments on the system, that is also possible. Maybe you found that an item is broken or an item has expired, so that is the essential, or that is the need for stock adjustment. You can also be able to add expenses. Maybe you have rental expenses, miscellaneous expenses, so that can be added from this area. We have different payments accounts. So once you've added a payment there, so these accounts actually are the ones who are going to receive payments. So as you can see, it's telling me that you've not linked 4 payments onto any account. So we need to link, say, this payment that was made, which account is it going to affect. So these are the setup or the settings that we do from the backend, such that you'll be able to see a seamless transaction or have a seamless system. We have a balance sheet on the system, so you can be able to see your balance sheet and print it out from the system and be able to share it with even anyone that would like to have a look at the balance sheet. We have a trial balance also. So on the system we have a trial balance, and you can be able to print. For now we do not have any data on the system, but that is also available. The balance sheet is also here, so you can be able to print that out also. Cash flow statement also, so you can be able to have a cash flow statement. For now we do not have any transactions, that is why it is going to be blank. Now another area is the accounting bit. So we have an accounting module over here, where you can be able to, from the dashboard, you can be able to know how much you have in your account. So as you can see, it gives you assets, expenses, income, equity, and liabilities. And from here you have different graphical representation. Chart of accounts, you can be able to update and even change your chart of accounts to fit your business. So you can be able to add different accounts from this tab. And also we have a journal entry functionality over here, so that you can be able to past journals on the system. You can be able also to do different transfers. You can transfer funds from one area or one bank to another. Transactions, these are transactions that we are going to see from sales and also from purchases. As you can see, we have a sales transaction that we did. So this is going to go to which account from the sales area. So all the sales go to which account, all the payments go to which account, all the purchases go to which account. So that these are the things that happens on the back end, and also the accountant can be able to do. We can do this. You can see that set this up to fit your business depending on where you want the accounts or where you want the payments to go. So mostly the sales go to maybe your accounts, receivable accounts. All the purchases go to accounts payable account, depending on the setup that you want. Budgets, you can be able to have different budgets on the system. So if you want to carry out budgets for maybe a specific year, you can be able to do that from this area. And maybe you want to do monthly, quarterly, or yearly budgets. Different reports, we have trial balance report, balance sheet. You can also be able to get aging details or aging reports for your customers. You can be able to get also for your suppliers, and these can come in detail format or in summary format. Now I'm going to go straight to, there is also an aging balance report. So you can be able to print this aging balance report and know which supplier have I not paid, or which customer has not paid for my services. Also under the sales area, you can be able to add a sale from this area. So that's something I forgot, that you can be able to print a receipt. So you can say you want this customer to pay you after like 5 days, and you have an invoice. So you can be able to design your own invoice and say, I want the invoice to look like this. This is an invoice. Is it a quotation? Is it a pro forma invoice? And say this customer has bought with which items. So you can be able to add that here and say they have bought how many. So say they have bought 5 of them, and is there a discount that you are going to give, and if there is any comments that you want to give. And then if you are charging for shipping, or if you are not charging for shipping, did they pay you? Have they paid anything? So have they paid anything? So you can always say that they have not paid us. And we can be able to print this let's say this is an invoice. So we can be able to print this and share this with our customer directly. So this is mostly for also so the customer should have a credit limit. Sorry, I need to add a credit limit for that customer, but now I'm just going to say that they've paid us, and then that is okay. Different is going to scheme. They paid us over 2 days. Then set this as test item. This they have bought like 5 of them, and then they've paid us an advance. So that is why it's asking for a credit limit. But so that is a good thing actually. So if your customers actually have a credit limit, say you want to supply a certain customer and this customer is not paying immediately, you can give them a credit limit of up to 1 million, even if you want to do that. So we can set that also up on the system, and we will show you how to do it. It's very easy, fairly easy. That we can print this invoice. So this is an invoice that we are going to share with our customer. So our customer will be able to see this. So I'm going to change this to an A4 format. So this is an A4 format now, which you can be able to print this out and even share with your your customer. So I'm going to go back. So that is possible from the system. So you can be able to print invoices, you can be able to add quotations, you can be able to do shipments, you can even be able to do packaging if that is needed. So number one, invoice, you can be able to do a quote, you can be able to do an invoice, you can be able to do a pro forma invoice, and you can also be able to do different shipments on the system from this backend area, or also from this area, or even from the front end area. So that is possible. Now I'm going to take you through the reports that we currently have on the system. So if I go to report, we have a profit and loss report. So this is a very good report for you. You can be able to see your P&L and you can be able to know how much you've purchased, if you are making any profit or not. So from this area, say we've bought at 13 items and we have sold them, so gives us an idea or this exact profit that we are making for our business, and you can be able to know this is really good for my business or not. So these analytics that you can use to make decisions and even grow your business further. There are different reports here. You can be able to see that there is a stock report. So all the stock that you have on the system, it will give you, say this item, the selling price, the current stock that you have, the potential profit if you need to know that, and even also you can be able to see the product history. What happened to this product? Have we sold any? When we bought, we sold this. We bought this, we sold this. So you can be able to track this item to whatever transaction that happened to that product. So that is something that is very, very good for your for the hardware business. Now, as I mentioned, there is what we call multi-location. So that is also possible. You can use this software with different locations. So if you need any clarifications, any other clarifications that you may need, please feel free to reach out. There is a lot that we can cover here. I've not covered even more of them, but I've covered the important parts. If there is something that you need me to go specifically in detail, please let me know. On the tax area, so if you want tax to be included, that is a setup that needs to be done from there. So it just add tax rates on the system. So we have different tax rates. You can add different tax rates for this. Let's say you want to do VAT, and this is going to be 16%. So that is also possible, and this can be applied to all the items that you have or all the items that you're selling. So that is all from my end, and if you need any questions or if you need any clarifications, please feel free to reach out to me.